Okay, good. All right, I'm ready.
Hey, Rich, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic.
Hey, Deshaun.
Daniel being out, how has Dominic Eberle looked today? And I know he's been with the team kind of floating around since last year. How you see him grow?
Yeah, we're excited, obviously, that we got to have Dom all last year because of the protocol rules, and we got him back yesterday. He'd been tested a bunch, so he got a chance to come in and take care of his business. And I think he went 5 for 5 today, Will, if I'm not mistaken. So he's really improved. We're excited that he was still available for us to come over, and hopefully we get Daniel healthy at home and get him back here in a hurry. But he did have a good day today, so we anticipate him to keep improving.
Hey, Rich, Vinny Bonsignor with the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
I like the haircut, man.
I appreciate it. Yeah, right, exactly. It happens. So you guys have drafted a lot of players that have futures here as starters and whatnot, but for right now, special teams seems to be their niche. How is that coming along with some of the first and second year players, Tanner Muse, guys like that?
Yeah, we're always looking for guys that can do a lot of things, right? We have a we-fence mentality. What else can I do besides play auto linebacker or corner or those kind of things? So I think we're excited about the new group for sure. And we have a few guys from last year's group that are, Tanner didn't get to play last year. He got banged up a little bit, and Javon White was in some and out some. So I think they're all on the come right now. We're really still in shorts. It's hard to evaluate the guys you just got in shorts. We're really looking for guys that know what to do, and then they can play really fast. So we are excited about the group we have. We're really respectful knowing that we have to build a new unit. We lost some really key guys that we had here in the past, and so I think they understand that they're under the gun a little bit to improve quicker. So we'll see how it unfolds, but we do like the players we have.
You mentioned you're in shorts this past week. And what do you look for in terms of not wearing pads? And what have you seen so far the first week of camp?
Yeah, I think eyes, body position, and then the ability to know what to do so you can play really fast. We're putting a system in just like offense, just like defense. We're a whole part, whole theory, right? We're throwing a lot at them right away to see what they can grasp, and then we'll come back and slow down a little bit. So for right now, we're pressing them to play really fast and know what to do. And that's kind of be in the right body position, be on the right guy, be in the right position on the field. Kind of those are the things we're looking for them to do. If they have a lot of missed assignments in the system we're putting in, it's hard for them to get fundamentally better, or it's hard for them to play fast. If I don't know what I'm doing, you're always going to kind of be a little bit slow doing it. So we're kind of looking for that right now in shorts.
How much do you guys look at analytics with the way the new kickoff rules are, starting at the 25, and some of the analytics say, hey, if you could get them at the 22 or 21, that changes the dynamics of scoring type things. And what's that fine line between challenging them to take it out and stopping them before that 25 or kicking it out of bounds?
Yeah, without giving away a lot of stuff. Analytics is a part of everything that we do now, so we're certainly respectful of that. But if I'm kicking a Cordero Patterson, he's taking it out 9 deep. So sometimes the analytic part don't really work really good, so it has a lot to do with who's back there, how good are the blockers in front of them, what kind of kicking team are we right now? Where are we with the ability of keeping guys inside the 25 or inside the 20? So I think it's personnel driven to some degree when you're talking about kicking the players like Tyreek Hill and Cordero Pat, those kind of guys. I think it's a little bit of personnel driven. Where are we compared to the guy we're covering? And when you flip it to our standpoint, we had Dwayne at one time here, and we were pretty good. And so where are we compared to the guys that we're playing against that are covering? So analytics, certainly a part of it. We look at it every week. Field position is critical for us, as we all know. But for us, it's a little bit personnel driven.
It's just Levi Damien, USA Today. Sorry,
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm losing my hair.
All right, I'll yell a little. I'll talk a little louder.
Okay.
Levi Damien from USA Today. Just before camp started, you would let Eberle go, and you brought in Corliss Waitman. Can you talk about what went into that decision? What attracted you to bring him in?
Yes, great quote. I got to go back to this. Yes, please. Back up here. Yeah, again, we'd had a chance to have Dom for a long time. We felt like we knew where he was. We like to have 2 punters in camp if we can. And the other thing about Corliss is he can kick off. All right, just like Dom. So it'll take a lot off of Daniel kicking off in preseason. We love to have 2 punters, especially if we have one that's a lefty and one that's a righty. Waitman's a lefty. We got a chance for our guys to catch, with the lefty and a righty, and we also have a chance, punt protection-wise, to be able to do that. We think Corliss is a tremendous young talent. He's got a big leg. So I think that was kind of the motivation behind it. Wanted to try to get 2 punters. We're going to practice punt every day. We have to build a new punt unit. We lost the entire, for the most part, the right guard, the right tackle from a year ago, personal protector. So we need to do punt every day, do a good job of rebuilding our punt unit, and I wanted to have 2 punters in order to do that. And having a lefty and righty, a little bit of advantage to us, I think.
how pleased were you with your punt team in general last year, and what's AJ's next step in his development?
Yeah, last year was over and we didn't win it all, so I'm not pleased with anything, to be honest with you. But I think the progression for us as a unit is not only how we played in the red zone, and I think AJ's really working hard, and he thought he played well in the red zone a year ago. We think he can play even better. I know he does as well. And then field position-wise, when we're backed up, being able to play the field, direct the ball to some degree, or, again, try to force a fair catch. So I think we punted the least amount of times maybe in close to franchise history a year ago in the 40s, and because we're playing that well on offense. So where we are in the field is critical for what we can do as a punt unit. I know we gave up too big of a play against Buffalo last year. We're trying not to do that,
Rich, dovetailing and not really being, satisfied with what you guys did, obviously, but how much pride is there in what Daniel leading the league in scoring?
Yeah, pride's a funny word. I'm really excited for Daniel. I didn't have anything to do with it, so it's not really a pride thing. I think we're all excited about, again, what he did, but I think Daniel's also respectful of the year before wasn't what he thought it should be. So, again, no disrespect to a year ago. It's over, and it's really about today, what we did today. And then when today is over, it's really going to be about what we're going to do tomorrow, right? It's all about our actions the next day. We have to be consistent, put it together day in and day out and day in and day out, or else you're just a guy. If you do it one day and you don't do it for 4 other days, you're just a guy. So we're looking for consistency from everyone.
I know you've jumped back into the running back room this year. How's that been for you? What are your impressions of that group so far?
Yeah, well, certainly it's a good group, and Tim Burbernick and I had the opportunity to do this together in Tampa before. Tim's the lead dog. I'm just on the back end, just paying attention, a little bit more on the grass, maybe have something to say about ball security or something like that. Tim knows the offense inside and out. I'm playing catch up a little bit. But again, we've done it before. Coach Gruden does so much work, so much work here with the scripts and having the meetings that he has. And so it enables me to kind of be a part of both without taking away from the special teams. And then Tim's really running the day-to-day operations and all the meetings and the individual meetings and the team meeting, the positional meetings and the group meetings. And I'm a little bit more on the grass, ball security maybe, and maybe just a note here and there. But it's Tim's lead, and I'm following him.
You've seen a lot over the years, I'm sure. What makes Josh Jacobs stand out in your mind? What makes him a special running back?
Number one, he loves football. He's got great size. He's built for the position. He's got tremendous balance, tremendous vision and eye contact. He can play in third down out of the backfield. So I think, he's just what you're looking for. And we helped ourselves with the other group that's in there. Jalen's been a good player for a long time. Certainly it's exciting to get Drake. I've known him for a long time coming out of Alabama. So it's a good room. And we have young guys that are pressing to learn and to practice a little bit better, too. It'll show up, hopefully, when we get in pads. We'll see what kind of backs the young guys are.
All set? Okay, thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
That was Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. We saw Coach Gruden out there working with you and Henry Ruggs for a little bit today. What was kind of the interaction there? What were you guys working on, if you remember it?
It was just something he wanted me and Ruggs to work on, as far as different routes and, reading coverage, for us to get better because, people at our speed doesn't run those routes as much.
What have you seen from Henry in terms of his route running? I know that was a big point of emphasis for him coming in. I know you weren't teammates with him last year, but that's something he's tried to improve on. How does his route running look to you?
His route running is a lot better. Watching him run routes on film versus this year, he's a lot better, and he's really improving, and he's showing the speed a lot.
What are your thoughts on this wide receiver room? I know that some veterans like yourself, some youngsters that are needing to take that next step forward. Your initial thoughts on the group that you're working with?
It's an excited group. We got a bunch of guys that come in and they're ready to work, but the thing is, none of us have much of a big name, so it's all a point to prove. We have to prove a point to everybody, and we got to come out and execute every day.
John, you're obviously fast. Nickname Smoke. How fast is Henry?
Oh, man, he's super fast. He'll beat me in the race.
How'd you get the name Smoke? What's the origin of Smoke?
When I was born, I came out, I was dark-skinned, so that's how I got the name.
How's the relationship with Derek Carr working out?
The relationship is, it's working out well. He kind of, remind me of Carson Palmer. Take that veteran role, and he believe in his guys and he give his guys chances. So just to be around him, it's a blessing.
How's this training camp compared to some of the ones you've been at in the past? What's the other teams you've been on? How's this one compare?
They're all the same to me. I've been in the league, for 8 years now, and as you get older, you start to understand things. So it's all the same.
How's been the adjustment to Las Vegas, and what was part of the decision of coming out here?
The adjustment, I can adjust anywhere. I can go anywhere and adjust. And, as far as the decision I made was, what is a quarterback decision? Who would I like to play for? And when I was with Buffalo, watching Derek Carr last year and, seeing the style of offense, I fell in love with it right then and there, and I wanted to be a part of it.
What about his game did you fall in love with? What kind of drew you to Derek?
Could you repeat that?
What part of his game did you fall in love with? What drew you to Derek? Why did you want to play with him?
Just his decision making, and like I said earlier, he give his guys chances.
Guys, what's that? No. All right. Thanks, John.
No problem.
All right, what?
Hey, Hunter, what's been your impressions of this receiver group? Got some new faces this year.
Yeah, different. A lot of the same, but different as well. Last year we had Nelly, and he was a good addition to our room. And what we lost with him, we felt like, it's hard to replace a guy like Nelly, but from a leadership standpoint, we feel like Willie and John Brown have, brought that back. Little things like chasing the ball, the experience that have come with them as far as, they've played 7 years. And so they have a lot of experience, and they know how to practice, and they know how to win. And that's been good for our room.
Hunter, the group that you came in with, that 2019 draft class and even undrafted free agency class, it feels like you guys are gaining your voice a little bit. You're kind of into this now 3 years, and not that it's becoming your team, but do you feel like there's some ownership being with that group?
Yeah, no, absolutely. This is, we felt that a little last year, but obviously we were second-year players. We were still learning. But 3 years into this, and it helps for us, having such a younger team. So we feel like the older guys, and we have such a tight-knit group. And I think we've prided ourselves since we've came in of trying to change the culture, change the direction of the program. When we came in, they were, I think, 4-12, and then we've gone 7-9, then 8-8. But we felt like, regardless of the record, we've gotten better every year, and we're close to putting together something special. And so, like you said, that's on us from a leadership standpoint to get the guys going, and we know exactly how to do it, and we know how not to do it. And so we're learning and getting better from a leadership standpoint.
That was a group that a lot of winning in college, and obviously there's been a little bit of a struggle. How much does that eat at you that it hasn't quite gotten over the hump, and how anxious and the urgency to get that?
It definitely, losing sucks. But I think we all have felt the pride of what's to come. We've had bad years in college, and we're like, we're so close. And I think we've felt that the last 2 years. And we've really, put everything into this year to making it a great year because we feel like we're right on the cusp of it. Every year you have a team, 49ers a few years ago, that went from, one of the worst to first or second or whatever they were. And we feel like, a team does it every year, and we're very close. And that's kind of the excitement we feel. We, it's little things in practice. It's, finishing through the line. I feel like we've done a great job of that. And, finishing at the end of runs and chasing the ball downfield. And you can just see little things along the way that we're taking more pride in. And so we're excited about it.
Hey, Hunter, it's Tashawn Reed from The Athletic. Last year with Nelly being around, and this year with Willie Snead, you've had some guys at the slot position that have had some more veteran presence. How does that, I'm sure you're already motivated to keep improving, but how does that kind of add to your motivation to stay on your A game?
Yeah, just, whatever makes a team better. It doesn't matter if he's out there, I'm out there. As I go through, you know, the NFL and life, you know, you can't cheer for people to do bad. You got to just, you know, hope that they help the team, I help the team, and, you know, it all works out. And Willie's done a great job, and so has Trey, and so has, you know, DJ and everybody else. And it's exciting to see them. You know, you don't want to get to the end of this thing and say, you know, I was a grouch the whole time. It doesn't matter if I have, you know, 100 yards or 10 yards. As long as we win, that's the end goal. It doesn't matter how it gets done, whether it's Willie getting all the yards or me. And so it's been good to have that veteran leadership. And I really enjoy talking to Willie because he's done it for a while, and he's done a lot of choice routes and done a lot of underneath stuff, and just how he sees the game. It's helped me a lot, you know, being able to read coverages and skipping off the ball and being able to decipher, you know, if they're playing top hat, if they're locking it, those little things that, you know, last 2 years I just kind of feel in the defense. Now it's like, what are they giving me? What can I take? And know from the very pre-snap what you're going to do for the most part.
You've been in town a while now, but we're starting to get fans back in venues. You know, I saw you were at the Golden Knights game. The soccer game was at Lead yesterday. So we're starting to get back to that spot. Like, what have you thought of the sports scene in Vegas in general since you've been here, and how excited are you seeing it going?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I watched the game last night. I didn't go to it, but I was excited to watch it. I think it came on like 5:30 or 6, and sat down and watched the whole thing, and that was a cool atmosphere. It was cool to see fans in the stadium, but the Knights game was one of the best, you know, sports atmosphere I've been to. It's going to be so exciting to get Allegiant Stadium rocking, and you know the support that the Las Vegas, you know, and Raider Nation, but kind of coming together and creating one, the locals of Las Vegas. It's going to be a unique scene, and it's going to be something that we're going to have to put on a show for sure.
How locked in are you and Derek right now? Because there was a play the other day I noticed where you were running through the back of the end zone. He just kind of gave you a look.
Yeah.
You stopped, you spun, and before you could even really turn, the ball was in your hands.
Yeah.
How locked in are you guys now?
Yeah, I think that comes from a lot of backyard football. I think we're just out there having fun. I think that, you know, you can take the game too serious and try to do everything right and try to overthink it, but, you know, the joy of playing the game is what's important. And if you can go out there and just have a great time, and how he sees the game and how I see the game are similar. He grew up playing, you know, backyard football, backyard basketball. So it's a lot of fun being able to see the game like him, and hopefully we'll have more plays like that, because, you know, I think I came back to the sideline and said, you know, that felt like, you know, backyard. That felt like we were just having a good time, hanging out on a Thanksgiving Sunday or Thursday, and Thanksgiving Thursday, and having a good time. So.
I'm playing on Thanksgiving Thursday this year.
Yes, that will be a good time. Yeah.
Hunter, it's your first season as a dad. Now, how do you think playing will be? You got a little cheerleader at home. You think that'll make any difference?
Yeah, I'm not as locked in on my Xbox with Derek and them. I'm able to, you know, go home and thankfully, you know, be able to just get a good perspective of life. And I think that's what's important, you know, going home, and whatever happens at the field is at the field. And, you know, we care about our jobs and we love it, and we're very passionate about it. But in the end, you know, being with her and loving on her and loving my wife is what's really important. And so it gives you a freedom to go out there and say, you know, not put all the pressure in the world on you, because you're going to go home and see your little daughter, and whatever happens on the field, you can let it go and then start fresh tomorrow. And so there's a freedom with that, and it's so cool to, you know, be able to have her and the perspective she gives me.
I know you've known Brian Edwards a while. What have you thought of his development and where he's at right now?
Yeah, on another level, I think he's done a great job of, you know, playing fast. When he plays fast, he's as good as he gets. And so I've seen that, you know, ever since he was in JV football. You can't guard him whenever he's locked in and he's going full speed. And thankfully, he's healthy. And so it's going to be an exciting year. But, you know, his mentality has never changed. It's just getting him healthy. And thankfully, he's finally healthy.
How would you describe the strength of John Simpson?
Yeah, the strength of John Simpson.
We've heard, like, you know, some legends in the weight room. So, like, how strong is it? How would you tell somebody how strong he is?
I mean, he's strong. I have never lifted with him, but yeah, I mean, he can move some people. I've seen, you know, he played a good bit last year, but, you know, just watching him directly his time at Clemson, he was moving some bodies especially late in games, and that's what I think is important. And watching them in, I think it was the 2019 national championship, just late in the game, being able to move people and lock in whenever it got tough. And so, it's one thing to be able to move people in the beginning of the game, but as it gets later, that's where I think he comes alive, and that's what's important.
Hunter, you're a Clemson guy, obviously ACC. Thoughts on the SEC adding Texas and Oklahoma?
Yeah, it should be interesting. I think that, it's a sign in college. I love college football. College football is, it's amazing. They always make fun of me in the locker room because they think I love college more than the NFL. But I love college football because I love the dynamic of it and everything like that. It's going to change some things. And it's, a tipping point for a lot of things. And this NIL has been a tipping point for a lot of things. It'll be interesting to see if the SEC tries to recruit some ACC teams or, create a power league, or they drop one of the and create 4 divisions. It's going to be interesting, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, Clemson will be able to play Texas now because Texas is a cool school.
You guys all good? Great.
What's up?
Hey, Richie. I never felt like the injury last year was going to be the reason why you retired, that you wanted to come back. But the decision to come back, how much of it was you wanted to go out on your own terms? You still had something left in the gas tank, but also that something might be cooking here with the Raiders, something that could be something special.
Yeah, the injury was super frustrating last year. We really didn't get a handle on it till it was time for surgery, and then once we had the surgery, it was not as serious as we thought. So, I was fighting to come back and play last year, and the mindset after the surgery was, okay, it's not bad, come back, kick ass, be back with the boys, and like you said, go out on my own terms. I've been here since 2019, and we've had two hot starts in 19 and 20. I think it's time for us to just put this all together and really make a deep run into December and January and ultimately get us in the playoffs.
Richie, Sam Gordon here, Las Vegas Review-Journal. What are the hallmarks of the best offensive lines you've played on throughout the course of your career, and how long does it take to develop those, especially with a new group like the one you guys have this year?
Yeah, the best offensive line I've played on, they're just a bunch of hungry guys, humble warriors. They just grind every day. They're just diligent about, the small details of being an offensive lineman. There's a lot that goes into it. Feet, hands, hat placement, pad level. And I think that our group has components of that. I think we have a bunch of hard-working guys. Colton Miller doesn't say much. He's a quiet guy, but the guy works his ass off. He's in the weight room. He's getting stronger and better every year. He's out there in pass protection. I'm sure you guys were watching practice. He's out there locking people down. You got me. I'm just an old school grinder. I bring it every day, bring the energy, keep the guys going, keep them focused. Andre's a young guy, and he's an extremely intelligent guy, incredibly hard worker, great athlete. You got Denzel and Big John over at right guard. Both guys have seen some action. They're capable of being starters. But again, at their core, they're hard-working guys. And then we got Leatherwood, and he's a very polished rookie. He came from the University of Alabama with a lot of success, and they did a good job with him down there. Another guy, he doesn't say very much, but he works hard. So that's it, man. We're just trying to get it all to come together up front. We're working hard. Coach Cable is an awesome coach. He's one of the best offensive line coaches I've played for. We really have a great relationship. And that's it, man. We're just putting in the work every day, just getting better every single day. There's always something to work on, always something to get better at, and you can feel that hunger from this group.
Thank you.
Do you notice any generational gap between you and some of the younger players, or as offensive linemen, you guys kind of speak your own language and do your own thing? Do you sense anything?
Yeah. I think the biggest generational gap is the music. The music these guys listen to is terrible. It's all the same. I mean, it's nauseating. But no, I'm a single guy, so I get where they're coming from. I don't have a wife, I don't have a kid, so I hang with the boys. Me, Andre, Colton, all the guys on the line. So there's not too much of a big gap. The biggest thing I see is just this will be a broad generalization. I'm not talking about anybody in particular, but not a lot of the guys that come in get it. About the grind, about the hunger, about when I came in, it was be quiet, get in the weight room, earn your reps, earn your spot. Now these guys come in and it's Instagram and Twitter and all this hype and I did this in college, and they kind of live off that. And it takes them a year or two or three to learn what it takes to stick at this level, and a lot of them don't learn it till they're out. So I think that's what I'm constantly on the guys about. You got to be hungry every day. You got to grind. You got to really want this with every ounce of your body, and just put everything you have into it. So I don't feel too old out there. I'm getting up there, but I don't feel too old.
When Gabe and Rodney, when the team moved on from them, did Tom and John kind of reach out to you and say, hey, you're kind of we're going to need you?
Yeah, they had called me before they had started making moves, and they didn't really give me a heads up as what was going to go down. Obviously it was some big moves, but yeah, the day they cut me, me and Coach Gruden talked, and I had a good feeling I was coming back. And we talked about leadership. He talked about me wanting to be a captain. He talked about me, coming back and leading this young offensive line group. And I had the fortunate ability to sit behind Rodney and let Rod lead and kind of do my thing. Be a leader. But hey, Rod's the guy, and now that's it. Now I'm the guy. I'm the guy that's going to keep these guys going. I love playing this game. I got a ton of passion playing this game. That's why I'm this old and I'm playing. I love it. I love the grind. I love being here in camp. I love working. I love getting better. And now it's our time. We've got a young group. There's going to be a lot of eyes on us. There's going to be a lot of scrutiny, but it's our time to shine.
To Sean Reed from The Athletic, what kind of growth have you seen from John Simpson going into the second year, both physically and in a fundamental standpoint?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, John looks great. He put in a ton of work in the offseason. I mean, you could see he's built up top. He's got the legs. He looks really good. I think just having the offseason of technique, of hearing the plays, of being able to kind of slow things down, I think was really big for him. We came in last year and, it was kind of a mess just coming in with all the COVID protocols and then getting into camp and then getting in pads so late and then having to go play, me going down early. He was kind of just thrown to the wolves. So this spring he put a big emphasis on technique, getting better. And, we're working through it every day, tight feet, tight hands, pass setting. I'm working with him and Lester a lot, just trying to get him, better every day.
Richie, when you look at your personal journey and where you were 3 years ago, 2 years ago when you first came here to where you are right now, being a team leader, like you said, captain, when you look at that journey yourself, what do you think?
Oh, it's been great, man. It's been awesome. I've been up, down, in, out, all over the place, and just to be here and to finally be a Raider, I feel like I've been taking the long road to get here and actually come home and be a Raider. It just feels so right for me. And, especially with Coach Gruden and Coach Cable, just letting me be me. I have the confidence to just do my thing. They trust me. They know who I am. I've shown them the best side of me. And I just want to earn it every day. I just want to go out there, earn their trust, earn my teammates' trust. But, yeah, it's really nice to kind of just be in a stable place, know the team has my back, know my guys have my back. It just pushes you to work harder every day, just grind, just keep getting better. And just go out there and collect as many wins as possible and get our asses in the playoffs.
Richie, there were some struggles last year in goal-to-goal type situations down in the red zone where it's you guys basically, that's where they lean on you guys the most. How frustrating was that sometimes having to watch, and how much you coming back do you think can help in that area?
Yeah, we struggled last year. It was tough, We like to think that we're big, strong beasts up front. We're going to run, the small package of plays. Everybody knows what we're going to run, and we're just going to jam it down their throat. And, we still have that mentality, but I think we just got to get a little smarter, mix it up a little bit more, get in the end zone, not just go bang our heads against the wall. I think we got the guys up front. I think we're an athletic group, but I think we're a physical group. You see guys, they got a little lead in their pencil. They can push guys off the ball. But I think, go down there, use our athleticism a little bit, block down, pull around, get some creative looks, get some quarterback-driven runs, maybe get Marcus in the game. Me coming back, I'm a tone setter. We talked about red zone the other day, and my message to the guys was, as you're going along, the more tired you get, the more winded you get, the harder you have to become, the more you have to dig deep. the more you have to focus on the technique, you know, conditioning, weight room. That's when it counts. When you get down to the red zone, and when you get down there, goal to goal, it's a 17-play drive. You got to dig deep. It's you versus them, and it's man versus man. It's will versus will. So we'll be better at that. We'll be better at scoring in the red zone. We'll be better on the goal line.
Blocked for a lot of running backs in your career. Well, what makes Josh stand out in your mind?
Josh is a special back, man. He really is. He's a special guy. He's a hardworking guy, but he's a special back. He really is. He's got a feel for a young guy in the run game, kind of unlike I've ever seen. You know, I played with some great backs. You know, Shady, me and Shady, we had a great relationship in Buffalo, and Shady was a talented runner, but he's a different runner. You know, Shady had a really good feel for getting guys off balance and shaking them up and being able to get them to stop their feet and run right by him. You know, Josh is a little bit more of a bull in a china shop, but he's got such a great feel for, you know, when we're on the wide zone, we're stretching. He's got a great feel when to put that foot in the ground and take that back door. And on gap schemes, you know, what we're trying to do is, you know, get everybody shoved over here and get them to over pursue or get them to under pursue. And then Josh really has a two-way go. And you'll see it 9 times out of 10. He'll hit that hole. He'll hit it exactly where we want to do it. And it's really just having a feel for it, you know, just for a young guy to have it that fast is special. And that's why you see him putting up 1,000-yard rushing seasons. And he's a smart guy. He's hungry. He's humble. And he just comes to work and get better every day.
Raiders made an investment on the interior of the defensive line. I know pads don't happen until tomorrow, but have you sensed and felt the changes in the interior over there?
Yeah, I think we're improved up front. I really do. I think they brought in a good collection of guys that really complement each other well. You know, big-time John Hankins is a great nose guard in there. We're battling with him right now. So I think Hank is the anchor of that defensive line. Solomon Thomas looks good. You know, he's athletic. He's quick. I think he's got some confidence going into camp. Darius Philon is a really good – he's a sneaky good pass rusher. He's been giving us some issues. You know, the guys in the edge, you can't say enough good things about Mad Max. The guy's just a hard worker. He's a grinder. He's an old school guy, and he's getting better, you know, right before your eyes every day. Having Yannick is awesome. He's got some juice to him, man. He's got you guys. I know you guys have seen it out there. He can move. He's definitely going to bring the heat on third down. We got a great collection of younger guys, like backup guys that they're rolling in there. You know, I think this is the best depth we've had since I've been here. So they got some bigger bodies. They got some athletic guys, and I think we got some good guys coming off the bench. So I'm excited to see them go.
You talk about loving the grind and embracing it, but like, is it different to have training camp when it's 110, 115 degrees?
You know, I mean, I'm from Arizona, so I'm used to the dry heat. I'm used to this. You know, getting out there in the morning isn't too bad. You know, the heat's been creeping up on us a little bit. For me, nothing was as hard as doing training camp in Miami. I mean, you really had to have like a Navy SEAL mindset down there. We were doing 2-a-days and 2-a-day, 1-a-day at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon down there. But you know, as I get older, these training camps do get easier. You know, with the CBA and the rules and the time allotments and all that stuff. That's why I really enjoy it, because you know it's not like old school where we're doing 2 practices a day, but we're getting good working. I like going in the morning. I like getting it done, like getting in the classroom. So it's been fun.
All right, thank you.